Well, here in Nashville, Belmont University is moving full steam ahead in its preparations for the October 7th debate. A media tent has been set up for the 3,000 journalists expected to be in attendance.
You know that over the next few days they'll be completing all of their work in here. As you can see, the exterior work is complete. Right now they're working on finishing up the individual workstations, making sure that everything is properly wired.
The debate will take place inside the Curb Event Center. Workers there are getting ready to lay down the carpet and have already built platforms for the national media. Stay with News 2 for complete coverage of the October 7th Belmont debate.
911 operators, they're there when you need them the most. Hear from one mother who says the man on the other end of that terrifying phone call made a big difference in her life. And could UT take home a much-needed win today? Highlights later in sports. Now, for a bride, the wedding dress is one of the most important elements. One bride paid thousands for hers and said she didn't get what she paid for. She told Andy Cordan it's messed up, and it's up next.
Well, we're seeing a few clouds out there today, but still some comfortable temperatures. Do we have any more fall-like weather in the 7-day forecast? Give you a hint, I do. I'll tell you when in just a few minutes.
And high school football teams hit the gridiron a day early. Highlights from Thursday night football is coming up next.
Well, you can see that tonight's low's not as cold. About 40 in Nashville, still about 37 for Dixon, 33 over McMinnville and Cookeville. But what about that trick-or-treat forecast for tomorrow night? Weekend outlook, that's coming up.
Green wave of Gallatin at McGavock tonight. Gallatin was up 7-0 when the Raiders. Cody McKinley goes 20 yards for the first down. Then it's Sean Slattery finishing the drive with a field goal. That's good. It's a 4-point game. Pierre Cloud plus 7 more, put 7 more on the board for the Green Wave. They open up a 14-3 win and go on to win the game by a final count of 22-16. As they take on the Wildcats of Wilson Central. 5:37 in the first quarter. It's Kelton Stewart with the pass to Arcavius McMurray. That is a 28-yard touchdown pass, and Wilson Central was on top, but that was their only score of the game. Back comes Smyrna. 2-yard touchdown run by Jarvis Hicks made it a 1-point game, and Smyrna goes on to win 23-7.
Lance Armstrong still has the yellow jersey to go with his Live Strong yellow bracelet after 5 stages at the Tour de France. Armstrong didn't have the jersey on at the start of the stage out of respect for David Zabriskie, the rider who fell and opened the door for Lance. They had a pile up late in the race. Armstrong avoided the wreck to finish 45th and retain the overall lead by 55 seconds. Robbie McEwen finished first.
I wanted to try and do the right thing and make some sort of a sporting gesture, but...
3-time British Open champ Jack Nicklaus will play in his final major starting Thursday. The game's all-time great knows how he wants to go out on Sunday.
Just like that. I promise you. That's exactly what I'd have in my mind.
And we have seen that one before. He's won it 3 times.
He may do it. I always think Jack may win whatever tournament he's in. That's it for now, folks.
We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
How big is SEC football? There were 700 credential requests for the Gab Fest in Birmingham. That's more than attended the SEC title game. Steve Spurrier and Philip Fulmer were the stars of the show. Fulmer skipped Media Day last year, and he's not the most popular man in Alabama, but Coach kept his cool.
John, am I following you? I'm just afraid you're going to get shot hanging around with me.
Coach Phil. Spurrier was all smiles. Maybe it's because Tennessee's troubles with the law is the big story in the USA Today yesterday. Rick Clausen defended his coach. Fulmer wished it all never happened.
Not much you can argue with in it, to be honest with you. We're certainly not the only school that's had any kind of issues, but you know, we're the one that chose to do the article on. So
I think Coach Fulmer showed what kind of man he was by walking in the front door. He didn't go in the back door or side door or anything like that. He walked right in the front door, just like everybody else. We're here just like everybody else is.
Bobby Johnson talks Vanderbilt football on Thursday. Rudy will have that story for you. You know, the color orange clashed with the Bison's purple and gold at Lipscomb yesterday for the UT picnic. Coach Fulmer joined basketball coaches Pat Summit and Bruce Pearl at the meet and greet. Pearl's been on the job since April. Both coaches think he's getting the feel for the Big Orange.
who supports their teams better than the folks in Tennessee? Nobody does. And yet we recognize in men's basketball that's sort of been behind. They really would like us to give them something to cheer about.
The lights are on late at night, and when I see that happening and see his intensity and his involvement, you know, I'm very optimistic about the future of our men's basketball program.
Talking Tennessee Titans, the team re-signed 2 veterans and waived a few players. They now have 8 of their 11 rookie draft picks under contract. Wide receiver Courtney Roby agreed to terms with the Titans. He's a 3rd-round pick and has the Indiana record for receptions, yards, and touchdowns. Here's their moves yesterday. They signed Lamont Thompson and Ken Amato to long-term deals and waived Corey Larkins and Carlton Neal, former UT stars, and TSU running back Charles Anthony. Well, the Nashville Predators picked up winger Darcy Hordichuk from Florida for a 4th-round draft pick yesterday and then released veteran Jim McKenzie. General Manager David Poile is in Ottawa, where the Predators pick 18th in the NHL draft this weekend.
We're a little short this draft because we don't have a 2nd-round pick, which was traded for Steve Sullivan, and we don't have a 4th-round pick now from the trade that we made today, getting Darcy Hordichuk. So we have some holes in our draft, and we don't have any extra draft picks. So, you know, we've got to use a philosophy of quality, not quantity, for sure.
There is a Predators draft party at the arena this Saturday. Hey, that's a look at your morning sports. Make it a great Thursday.